Welcome to section one. There are 6 sections in our course, and each section I'm going to do a little video like this. In addition to having this page listed, I just feel with online classes, sometimes it's just good to hear it, and I can explain a few things as we go a little bit more in depth, and maybe some issues that former students have had, so we don't have repeats of those. Okay, so section one is a 2 week section, so the assignments will not be due for 2 weeks. Please do not procrastinate, though. It's very important that we get started in this course immediately. Chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be what's covered in section 1, and these chapters cover things like behavior, personality, stress management, and then some dimensions of health. Okay, things like financials, physical, mental, emotional areas of our lives. Okay, in section one, the assignments that are going to be there, I'm going to list these and kind of describe them. The two that disappear with the due date that I highly suggest you do first is the discussion board. Okay, discussion board is you're going to pick a behavior that you want to change. And this is going to coincide with the behavior change plan. Okay, choose one behavior, one goal. Okay, we're going to use a SMART goal for this. So, for example, if I want to choose a fitness goal, and the goal is I want to attend the gym 3 times a week, 60 minutes a week. Okay, that's a great goal. Other people want to handle nutrition side of it. They want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, don't combo those though. Don't make 2 goals out of it. Don't say I want to go to the gym 3 times a week and I want to lose 10 pounds. Now, in your head, could you have that as a goal? For sure, but for the sake of this assignment, and a lot of times focusing on one goal is very important. Okay, once you get used to the gym routine, then addressing your diet's one thing. When you do them both, especially if you're new, it's a recipe for disaster sometimes. Okay, so the discussion board is going to be on behavior change, and that's so your classmates can see what you're working on. There might be some classmates that have a similar goal, and you guys can talk back and forth. That's happened in the past. It might give you some good ideas for behavior change plan. Okay, so that's the discussion board. The quiz also disappears. It's pretty easy. It's out of the textbook. I will say be very attentive to the wording. We have gone through these quizzes multiple times. Myself personally, the textbook company, the head of the department, we've had other staff members, and so all of the questions have been gone through. So if you find something that you think's wrong, the odds are it's not wrong. It's probably because of the wording. Okay, just be specific of the wording and look in your textbook and be specific of that wording. This is an open book, open Google, I guess, if you want. And there's no time limit, so please take your time on that. Okay. Other than that, we have a behavior change plan. Again, you're going to choose one thing that you want to change. Some popular ones, obviously, are weight loss. Losing a pound a week, so 10 pounds during the term, is very realistic. Losing a lot more than that's hard because you can lose that immediately, but to keep it off, we want weight loss to be sustainable. Okay. Gym goals: go into the gym amount of time. A certain weight on bench press, things like that tend to be very popular. Smoking, reduce vaping, or eliminate it in general have been very popular. The SMART goal is going to be used for that. So it's a SMART. S stands for a specific goal. Choose one thing. The M stands for measurable. Okay? How are we going to measure that? Usually numerically is the easiest. Obviously, I get on a scale for weight loss and I document that. Gym, I might document it through an app or keep track of it each week. Those are easy. Things that aren't as easy are different, like maybe your behavior changes as a personality-wise. Maybe you're one of those that's very negative, okay? And you want to change that. That's something that you would probably use a journal for. So the numeric part of that would be I'm going to journal about my personality, my tend to be negative right before bed every night or 3 times a week, something like that. So journals are real popular. Otherwise, use numerical numbers for the measurable. Okay. The A is attainable. Why is it attainable? How is it attainable? Okay, and this is just to double back on to make sure that it is indeed something you can do. The R is realistic. Why is it realistic? Maybe it's realistic that I go to the gym 3 times a week because I have a partner that supports that and is going to go with me. Okay, and then the T is a timeline. Okay, How long is that going to take? Theoretically, a lot of people use the term 11 weeks. Okay, and that's great. If you have a goal that's longer than that, that's fine, because we're just going to do check-ins, and at the end, you're going to say, I'm going to continue this goal. Okay, so that's a behavior change plan. Issues we've had with that is not following the SMART template. Okay, the other issues we've had, people use multiple goals, 2 or 3. Okay, instead of just one. Please follow the ones in there. I've given examples of great behavior change plans. Please just mimic those. Okay, we will update those. I think it's in section 3 and in section 6, and essentially you'll restate what you did in this section and then answer some questions. Okay. The other assignments is we have Maslow's hierarchy of needs personality test. It's on the web. It's a link, and it's just a fun personality test. If you haven't taken personality test, there's no right or wrong. It just gives us some insight into our personality, and it's kind of more for fun and to see personally where you're at. Okay, this is health. This is personal health, so we want it to be geared towards you. Okay, the stress management assignment is a stress management survey that is in your book. You do not have to rip it out. You can take a picture of it. You can photocopy it. I've attached copies to this assignment in case you want to use mine. The next one is dimensions of health. I talked about that a little bit earlier. There's 8 of them. Things like financial, mental, emotional, spiritual. Since you're going to rank those and kind of see where you're at on different things, and it'll make sense when you start looking at your life of what you find as important. Okay? That's section 1's chapters and assignments. The other thing that you're going to see in section 1 is a little tab that asks you to look ahead to section 2 at the nutrition assignment. I highly recommend you do this because the website MyFitPal that we use for that assignment is free, and we use the free version at least. And so there's a weekly digest that doesn't calculate or report out for until the following Monday. So if you waited till the deadline of Sunday night before it's due, you're not going to get that digest for another week. Okay, so your assignment will be late. So I highly recommend you get on there, track your food. You don't have to actually type up the assignment until the end, but you want to make sure you track your food for 3 days. Okay, so that is the extent of section 1. I hope you're off to a great start of the term. Feel free to reach out with me if you have any questions.